Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am so happy to be here, happy to be recording, but I do have some news that I wanted to share with you guys in real time, both on the podcast and on YouTube, and just kind of share a quick update and just kind of like share reasons why. I know that I asked for questions on Instagram when I did share the race announcement, and I might pick a couple of questions just to chat about really quickly since I'm sharing this news now. So let's just get to the point of the video, which is that I will not be doing Valencia Marathon anymore this year. And I'm going to explain why in this video. The race organizers themselves at this point in time have not come out with an official statement as to whether or not the event will still be going ahead or not. But I want to share why I've made this decision, why I'm standing by New Balance, and why I think that they're an even better brand that I've fallen more in love with for it. And I want to share this because obviously I think that like people also have a right to know about these brands and like just how great some brands are, like in regards to their stance on like worldly issues and like catastrophic events. So firstly, I wanted to say that on social media, on Instagram, I did a big announcement post on Instagram sharing that I am doing Valencia Marathon with New Balance. And I know that I also shared in a video about not only that announcement, but also like the new line of shoes that I got from New Balance that I was going to be training in, that I have been technically training in and I have been loving. There's nothing wrong with their shoes. I absolutely have been loving them, but I wanted to just be really transparent, and I received a lot of DMs on my Instagram as well as some comments just from people who are either based in Valencia or have family in Valencia, and just were kind of not so much like sending me hate, but kind of just expressing their concerns, very rightfully so. And obviously, if you are someone who has family in Valencia, like this flooding is something that they've never seen before. I'm not like a weather person. I haven't like fully looked into this, but I feel like seeing that a place like Valencia that has never had issues like this before, experiencing such crazy flooding is just so scary and so insane. And I'm gonna be honest, I never really felt great about it. I definitely didn't have the intentions of sharing that announcement post on Instagram within like the same week of the news coming out that there was flooding in Valencia, and that was completely on me. I've alluded to the fact on my podcast and a little bit on Instagram that I've been going through a lot with my MBA in regards to that, and that's not what I'm here to talk about today. But I guess I just I wasn't really thinking, and I think that like I was going through a lot in regards to school, that I was kind of just like waiting for like the right time to finally post and share about it, because I had received the offer ages before and received like the bib and everything and confirmation from New Balance. Obviously with like the kit drops and stuff that I've received, like all of that came following them asking if I wanted to join them for the Valencia Marathon. And so it was something that I definitely could have announced like so much earlier, but I think because I was still sort of like going through Chicago content and sharing more about like my thoughts and feelings with that, I wanted to kind of like postpone it and share it at the right time. My partner Gabriel took some really, really sick photos, and I'll share them here if you don't follow me on Instagram. I still am in love with them, and I think that they're incredible. And again, I still love the New Balance kit, and I'm going to continue to wear it. But I did email them a few weeks ago asking them if they'd heard anything from the race organizers and if there was any sort of like, if they knew of anything that they hadn't posted about themselves as the Marathon Valencia race organizers, and in regards to just like whether or not the race was going to go ahead, because in the past few weeks I've received like a lot more DMs, like I've said, just about like, you know, asking me to kind of reassess and rethink whether or not it would really be a good idea for me to go to Valencia and still be like promoting training content and everything. And I think that it's a little bit hard, especially if you're like training for something that you're unsure of if you're going to go and race, or if it's an event that you're not sure if it's going to go ahead. Like it's really hard from the training perspective to know whether to like just stop training or keep training. And typically like when I spoke about it with my coach, she was just like, until we get the answer no, or until you say no, we just keep training as if it's going to go ahead. And so I think that it felt a little bit awkward to me to continue to like train and post the countdown for Valencia Marathon, even when we didn't know that it was still going to go ahead. And even like I said, at this moment in time, like still don't have confirmation from the race organizers as to whether or not it's going to go ahead. But I do want to share this email that I did receive from New Balance yesterday. And I just want to share it from the perspective of like, you know, I think that they're just an incredible brand. I've always thought that, and this just kind of makes me love them even more. So it says, after the recent floods in Valencia, we've been working closely with the organizers of the 2024 Valencia Marathon, and we expect confirmation by the end of the week on whether the event will proceed as scheduled. While the city continues its recovery and relief efforts are still underway, the marathon team believes the event can still be meaningful in a way to bring the running community together and show support for Valencia and its residents. New Balance remains a proud lead sponsor of the marathon, and should the event go ahead, we will continue to provide our guests with race bibs and hotel accommodations for the 2024 event should they choose to participate. However, we encourage our guests to consider deferring to the 2025 or 2026 marathon, where we can once again offer the full New Balance hospitality experience. This year, we've made the decision to cancel our planned activations and hospitality program to focus our resources on supporting local charities and relief efforts. Giving back in meaningful ways has always been central to New Balance's value, and this is our priority. And when I read that email yesterday, I think I just like already knew like I wasn't going to do it, because obviously, like, I think from a brand's perspective, like, it's always great to go there with the brand if you've already agreed to it and have that full experience. But I think it just, to me, like, reading that just felt like if I were to still go, I wouldn't feel good about it. And I also wouldn't feel like I'm standing with the brand that initially gave me the bib, if you know what I mean. I think that what they have stood for, their decisions and everything, is so commendable, especially in regards to the catastrophic events that have taken place in Valencia. And I couldn't love the brand more. And I think that it's incredible that they're instead going to focus their efforts and money on, instead of like going to Valencia and having these events and, you know, doing all of their incredible activations, instead they're going to focus it on giving back to local charities and relief efforts. And I very much want to be a runner, a creator, a person online. I don't like calling myself an influencer, but a person online that wants to stand behind brands that believe in humanity, that believe in giving back to communities that need it, that have gone through crazy, scary events, people that have lost family members, people that are still searching for family members, people that are not based in Valencia, but their family is, and they're scared to know whether or not their family is going to be okay, if their houses have been destroyed. Like, so many things that I think are just more important than a race. And to me, like, there's always going to be another marathon. Like, if I was truly in marathon shape, you know, I would just go and find another race. Because at the end of the day, to me, there's always going to be another marathon. There are so many marathons that go on around the world anyways. Like, CIM is the same weekend. I think I've heard of another one being the same weekend. And again, for me, I more than anything want to stand behind a brand, and I'm so proud to be able to, you know, stand with a brand that believes in humanity over a marathon going ahead. And like, I don't know, it would just feel so wrong to like be flashing that online and, you know, coming to you guys with a race day video from Valencia Marathon, even if it goes ahead. Like, I think it's just, I do believe that if the race does go ahead, it can be a really great way for people in the community to come together and like celebrate togetherness through the sport of running. But I think from the perspective of someone who has never been to Valencia, who doesn't know anything about Valencia, like, it just doesn't feel right to me. And, you know, it's not like I'm not going to run it ever. I will run it in 2025 or 2026. I will obviously like make training content and bring you guys like along for that experience. But I just wanted to share that here with you guys and just be completely honest, because from the standpoint of just like running, it's not the most important thing. Like, going and trying to push through and still do this race is not the most important thing to me. And if I've learned anything in the past couple of weeks, like, I want to be someone who uses my community for good. And I want people who follow me or subscribe to me or listen to my podcast to know that you're following someone who isn't just here to go and do events and do things, like, regardless of like other things that are going on in the world. Like, I want to use my platform to talk about these topics. I want to use my platform to stand up for what's right. And I hope that I can continue to do that in the new year. That doesn't mean that I'm going to stop with the running content. We will take off marathon number 10 soon. I have a pretty good inkling of what race it might be, but I will share about that soon as soon as I get confirmation. And like, if anything, it means more R&R and time for my body to recover, as it probably needs after Chicago Marathon anyways, and just feeling like much better about that decision. And yeah, just like good going forward. In regards to what's next, I genuinely don't know specifically at this moment in time. I would love to train for shorter races, or kind of switch over training to something shorter if it's possible at this point in time. But at the same time, I have said for a long time this year that after Chicago, I wanted a really good break from like actually training after Chicago Marathon. And because of Valencia, the offer for Valencia came so last minute. I think I just got really excited, obviously, and wanted to say yes. But if I'm genuinely and truly honest here with you guys, my body is not in the place for a marathon PB or to run a marathon in general. I think that my body would definitely benefit from a break and just taking the rest of the year easy, running when I feel, and focusing more on strength training and just kind of having fun and trying to find the joy in what remains of 2024 before we tackle some big goals in 2025. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys here today. I guess it doesn't really feel completely right for me to go and answer questions from you guys that you guys asked on Instagram. I know that some people were asking about like a meetup in Valencia, but that'll all come when I do run the race in 2025 or 2026. But I will say that my partner and I are still going to go to Madrid that weekend because he had booked flights himself. His flights like take him to Madrid first, and then he was going to take a train. But I think that we still definitely want to go and just like get some sunshine and enjoy Spain because, yeah, I definitely am in need of some sun here with the UK being so gray and dark today, and I am literally wearing gray, so I definitely blend in with the UK right now. But like I said, I just wanted to share this update really quickly and just say that hope you guys are well. Hope you are well if you are watching or listening or know someone in Valencia who has been directly impacted by the flooding. And yeah, I hope that you guys know that I always want to use like this platform for good and just share in what I believe in and share the brands that just are doing so much good in the world. And all right, my SD card is full, so is telling me to stop yapping. I could talk about this forever, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you appreciated this update, and I hope that you can, stand behind me and get excited for what's to come in terms of racing and running in 2025. But if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up because it really supports the channel. Comment down below what races you might be looking forward to for 2025, or if you've got one more race in 2024, let me know. I might honestly be looking out for some shorter road races to do in December or January, TBD. Otherwise, I would encourage you to subscribe because I come out with new videos every single Friday at 10 a.m. GMT. But otherwise, I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!